with, should we go Northern Hemisphere first?
Yeah, let the naughty North go first.
Yeah.
The naughty North. I love it. What's the South? The sexy South. Hello and welcome to Scrumbeливable, our Quilter Nation series preview show that tackles the world of rugby with all of the precision of a fly half in flip-flops. Every week, we'll be here to discuss the latest matches, look ahead to the weekend's fixtures and assess the team's lineups. Plus, we'll be testing our guests' prediction powers and seeing how their combined 15s are looking. And don't worry, you can give it a go too by heading over to the Q&S Game Zone. Joining me today to kick the show off, we have Ben from CounterRuck, who will be flying the flag for the Northern Hemisphere. And we also have Loveni from Pig Athletics Club, who will be representing the Southern Hemisphere. So guys, first of all, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having us.
Thank you for having us.
You excited to be on Scrumbeливable? Only the second one.
Yeah, I know, the nerves are a bit high. We feel like, we've got to represent you this week. It's a lot of pressure.
Now, you guys are obviously here on behalf of CounterRuck and Pig Athletics Club, but I'm going to start with you, Ben. Can you tell us a little bit more about CounterRuck?
Yeah, so we kind of started out as trying to promote a new sort of rugby culture. I think a lot of media, when it comes to representing it, it gets quite a lot of same old. So we wanted to focus on putting the players' personalities at the forefront and trying to create, innovative ways of telling, whether it be grassroots clubs, local clubs, or certain professional players, just giving them a chance to show their sides. And then we try and cover a lot of untold stories in rugby. And then when you look at a lot of, the popular sports across the world, whether it be the NBA, the NFL, or even, the football, it's not just the sport itself, it's the players, it's the culture, it's the music, it's the fashion. And we try and bring that all together and present that for rugby as well.
I love it. And how about Pig Athletic Club? Talk to us.
First and foremost, that wasn't the best intro I've ever heard, mate. You told me he was off camera, he told me he was nervous for this one, but he nailed it first time. I'm impressed. I'll try again now. No, yeah, Pig Athletic Club, we started as a touring invitational team doing tours mainly in Europe. Then our social media started blowing up, so we started covering grassroots rugby, the Reds mainly, because we're based out of Brisbane, and then international rugby. So, yeah, we're still a touring rugby team. Got Hong Kong 10s coming up next year. That'll be our first one, and a couple more at the end of the year, and still pushing on with the social media as well.
Oh, amazing. Well, we love to see what you guys are doing, so keep it up. Now, should we get into the Quilter Nation series, boys?
Perfect.
Let's do it. Now, before we get into the games, we are going to show you our Scrumbeливable moment of the weekend, which was captured on the ref mic. So go on, producer, roll the clip.
Yeah, hold on tempo. Hey, come here.
Let's listen in.
It's okay. I'll just speak to these two boys. It's okay. I don't need anyone else. No, not you. Just these two. Yeah, hey, guys. That's the second time. Yeah.
It's the shrug.
Okay, guys, we had it after the try and we had it now. That's it. Okay? We get on with the game? Thank you.
Oh my gosh, I love him. I adore him. Honestly, it's so good. It's the shrug of the shoulders for me. It was really taking me back to like being a kid and blaming my brothers for everything.
he was right as well. Classic 9, scrum off, always chirping.
Now, I guess it's the perfect place to start. That fixture between South Africa and France was the match of the weekend, and it lived up to the expectations. But how did you guys enjoy that one?
I thought it was incredible. When it was going through the pre-match, you felt like it was a big game. A lot of people are saying it felt like the quarter-final, and you definitely got that feeling. And then once France started out hot, and you saw Peno, going to France's all-time try scorer, and what a player, by the way. And then you thought when it got to half-time, and South Africa go down to 14, you think, this is the time they're finally going to do it. They're finally going to get one over. And then Rassie Erasmus reaches into his bag of tricks and somehow finds a way, which is unbelievable, really. Unbelievable.
On the weekend, I was working at the Allianz Stadium covering the England vs Fiji game. But every time I looked at the TV, it was such a close game, and then South Africa came up on top, so must have been a good one.
Well, I think we've got a little clip from our resident South African, who was a very, very happy man after that match on the weekend. I think we're going to have a little watch of it now.
Talk about a matchup of the year. If Yok, I'm pretty sure that means that you have to get a tattoo now. But yeah, as a Springbok fan, I'm super chuffed. It wasn't the prettiest of games, obviously, with Lynagh being sent off before half time. But I'm really glad, actually, in hindsight, that he got sent off just before half time and not after half time. Because it seems like Rassie had something in his pocket planned all along. As we like to say, hulle weet nie wat ons weet nie, which translates to they don't know what we know. And clearly Rassie knows something that we don't know. Because for that 20 minutes after half time, I've never seen such good game management with a player down. I think I've got to give full credit to Lynagh. As I said in the previous show, he is more dangerous than climate change. But also an absolute shift from Jasper Wiese, who gave 80 minutes non-stop. He didn't have Quagga Smith coming in, and he really provided the option for Andre Esterhuizen to come in as that utility forward and back in that 5.5, 2.5 split that we wanted to roll out. So yeah, absolute treat of a game to watch, and looking forward to the England-New Zealand game this weekend.
Amazing. I love that now the phrase 5.5 and 2.5 split has just become normalised in rugby as well.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. And just on that, I couldn't believe at half time, you know, all the pressure going on the Springboks. And then you see Sia Khaleesi drop to the bench, and especially on that, you know, record-breaking cap for him.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it, but then, you know, shows that's why Razi's coach of South Africa, and I'm sorry you're doing that.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. I mean, to be honest, I think Johnny perfectly summed up that match for us there. So it's probably time to move up north to the Scottish Gas Murrayfield Stadium, which I think was my favourite match of the weekend.
100%.
Unfortunately, Scotland didn't quite do it again, and that long-standing record of not being able to beat the All Blacks continues. But what a game, guys.
To me, that was game of the weekend. When O'Flower of Scotland was echoing around that stadium, it felt like a big game. It felt box office. And then when you had the haka, everything going into it was incredible. And then it was so disappointing for Scotland to go behind so early on. But then when they started building in that second half, you could feel the electricity coming up. And I think, you know, I was on my feet for all of that second half. And then you thought this was finally going to be the time they break it. And then on comes Money Mackenzie, and then the rest is history then.
I know, heartbreaking for them. On Damien Mackenzie, what a performance. He not only had the try of the week, he was also the player of the week. So I think that says everything about his performance and what he did for the All Blacks on the weekend.
Oh, yeah, it was incredible, wasn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Oh, I was born in New Zealand, but I felt for the Scots on that one. Heartbreak for them. It seemed like such a great build-up. Yeah, heartbreak. But yeah, D-Mac is actually unreal. Him and, is it Jordan out the back? Yeah, they complement each other real well. But I do feel for the Scots.
Is that what he's known as? D-Mac?
He is
David
now.
McKinnon.
D-Mac, I love it. Also, it's worth noting, he actually got on our Q&S game zone a player rating of 8.2, which is pretty high. Would you guys have given him that high of a score, or do you reckon he should have gone higher?
I mean,
I would have put him higher.
I would have gone higher, yeah. I mean, single-handedly winning that game for them. I mean, I don't know many better super subs in the world than D-Mac at the moment. I mean, I can't really think of
He
anyone.
was covered in blood after too. He gave his body for that game, mate.
Yeah, cold shot. Wasn't it? Cold
Yeah,
shot.
it says everything about rugby. Well, I guess we should move on to the next one. And Loveni, you said you were there. So we're going for it. England, Fiji. What was that atmosphere like at the Allianz?
The Allianz was great. It was a bit cold, but all the Fijians were there with their flags and bringing the vibes. We got around the stadium to interview a few of them, and they're just lovely people, probably the happiest people in the Pacific. So after we done that, we sat down for the game, and around 40 minutes, at halftime, we were in it. It's just couple costly mistakes, and the yellow card to Ravatomunda didn't really help the boys. But all in all, man, they're a dangerous team, Fiji, to play. But again, England 2 class came away with the win.
And we've got to mention the powerhouse that is Ben Hill. Once again, I think that was his second player of the match this Q&S series. He's a force to be reckoned with, isn't he?
Oh, he is clean off. I mean, you pair him, and especially that whole back row for them, and the depth they've got coming off is clean off. You know, how the power he brings, the versatility he brings. I mean, you know, you've even seen him being chucked to centre, and he is a top player. And then, like I said, when you have the bomb squad coming on, then
The POM squad, is that now?
oh yeah, the bomb squad. But it was just, that to me is one of the most at the back row. It's got some of the best depth in the world for them at the moment.
Yeah, we interviewed Ben Earl at the end of the game too, and he's not actually like a massive person, but he plays out of his skin.
100%.
Yeah, and that's 9 wins in a row now for England. So only time will tell. See if they can make it double digits.
This weekend's where it stops.
Pressure.
Did you guys predict that it was going to be an England victory, or were you maybe thinking Fiji might take it?
I think you can never count out Fiji. But the way England have been playing, I thought England would it'd be a tough game, physical game as well, which it definitely was.
100%.
But I think I just had the edge for England as well.
I only just moved to England. I've come from Australia, and to play at the Allianz is different. Like, I didn't know how much you guys chant. You guys all know the songs. As soon as you guys go for a maul, it's like, heave. I'm like, oh, what's this? So it's a real hostile environment to actually play in. So, it'll be interesting this weekend against the All Blacks.
Yeah, we will come to that later. But before then, we're going to take it over to Dublin, where Ireland face Japan. Now, the Irish scored 6 tries, which is pretty impressive. Japan gave it a good go, though. What were your thoughts on that match, boys?
To me, I'll say I think the biggest story was, I know it was a comfortable victory, but I thought Japan looked really good. The wingers were tearing down that wing, and they were giving Ireland some real trouble. If you're watching that game, for a lot of the time, I think there were some Irish fans sweating at home because it wasn't looking comfortable for them at all. And, that's... Even though they came out with a win, that's 2 weeks on the bounce now. It's been, overall some tough games for them. So going into this weekend, it'll be a big one. But I think, to me, Japan were the real highlight that week. Just on that, I just want to give some credit. I want to start some Michael Leach propaganda, because this man, I mean, the
veteran.
The veteran. Yeah, I mean, he's still going, 37, still in that Japan team. I mean, he was a flanker when they pulled off that upset against the Springboks like 10 years ago. So to still be playing, to still be at this level, I just want to give some credit. I know no one really talks about him that much, but I want to give him some credit where he's due. So.
He's actually unreal.
Yeah, quality player.
We're all about the credit on Scrumbeلیevable, so I'm glad you added that in, Ben. And this was, I think, the real showstopper of the weekend. Probably the surprise victory. We're going to take it to Italy. Italy versus Australia. Did you call it? Did you think Italy were going to beat the Aussies?
I'll be honest, even though it was in Italy, I didn't think they would. I thought, Australia having that experience, especially through the Lions tour and now onto this, I thought they would be able to edge it. But I think it was a huge win for them. It was kind of 2 teams that are kind of on that cusp of trying to push into that real top tier conversation. And I think for the Italians, that was a huge morale boost and good confidence from them. It was an all-round performance. They've got the blistering attack, but to hold out defensively and keep Australia out, I thought it was a really impressive win.
Yeah, I mean, I was all eyes on that game for the very reason. I don't know if did you watch our first episode, boys?
Yes.
I was going to say, make sure you say you have, because we had a Scrumbeلیevable tattoo on the line. Yes. So we had said that if Italy beats Australia, then we did say Tommy, but I don't think he was too keen on the idea, that Monty Ioane was going to get a Scrumbeلیevable tattoo. So, Monty, we're waiting to see that tattoo.
Fun fact about that game, only Australians scored in that game. So Luis Lynagh, so he's son of Michael Lynagh, he's one of the great Australian players, and then Monty, born out of Melbourne. So to all the Italian fans, you're welcome, or shall I say, prego.
But how about you, Benny? Did you think that they were going to take it to them and win?
Oh, I had my Aussies winning that one. We would have went 4 from 4 for the Southern Hemisphere, but unfortunately it wasn't meant to be. But all credit to the Italian team, ticked over with those first 4 penalty goals and then just stayed in the fight and then clutched up at the end with the boy from Melbourne, Monty, coming over the line. So good on them, mate, but hopefully we bounce back this week. That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah, and also Varney had an absolute blinder as well. So
Oh,
he got player of the match. Okay, and finally, Wales versus Argentina over the Principality.
Knew it was coming.
Argentina beat them. However, there was some real promise for that Welsh team that have been suffering quite a bit recently. So, as the resident Welshman, Ben, what were your thoughts and opinions
What's the
of
promise?
it?
What's the promise?
Well, there was about a 20-minute period where I thought, you know what, we might have a chance. We went down early, which was a bit disappointing. And then, we brought it back to 40-0, but it's like what they always say, it's the hope that kills you. And I think it really is. And then, right before half time, concede 2 relatively easy tries, which is disappointing. And then, as we start building back in, what happens? Jack Morgan injury, which is devastating. So, I'd take my shoulder, Jack. I know like 3 million other Welsh people that would say the same.
He's a real national treasure, isn't it? Isn't he, Jack?
He's a real hope at the moment.
Yeah, you can't really count out the Pumas, and obviously they play at the Rugby Championship as well, so they're getting that cohesion in their team, but starting to feel for the Welsh in the moment. And who have they got this weekend?
Japan.
Huge game.
That'll be a good game.
It's a good game. I think shout out to Priskin Tally. He had 2 tries and 2 assists, which is pretty good going. Also, we haven't touched on it, but our boy Lewis Rees-Zammit was back in the fold. He was pretty exciting to watch as well. Once he got that ball, the speed and the size on that boy.
It's the NFL for you, isn't it?
That's what I was going to say.
And you could feel it when he came out on the, once he came off the bench, that got some energy back in the crowd. And you could, even if it was only for a couple of minutes until Argentina scored again. But no, it was good. It was good to have him back. And then I think hopefully he should be well involved this weekend. So
yeah, it's always good to have those star players. Now, we've managed to get through it, all 6 games. So we're going to throw it to our Northern and Southern Hemisphere leaderboard. So on the weekend, it was 3 to the Northern Hemisphere and 3 to the Southern Hemisphere. However, England did beat the Wallabies the week previously. So as it stands, it's 4-3 to the Northern Hemisphere. You happy about that, Ben?
Loving that. Got something to win there.
Again, my Wallabies. That's all good.
Yeah.
There's still time, though, Loveni. There's still time. You can still swing it.
I fancy our chances this weekend. I'd love to see what the leaderboard shows next weekend.
Yeah,
I reckon we'll do well.
Well, so guys, if that isn't enough rugby already, we go again this weekend. And we have Italy taking on the Box, Wales hosting Japan, Ireland versus Australia, Fiji heading to Bordeaux to take on France, Scotland welcoming Los Pumas to Scottish Gas Murrayfield. And this feels like an absolute classic already. England taking on the All Blacks.
Yes, can't wait.
How excited are we for this fixture?
I think this, to me, is the ultimate sign of just how impressive is this England side going to be on the bigger stage. It's actually going into this game, I think a lot of people have them as favourites, wanting to do 10 on the trot. This is the sort of big match feel that everyone wants. It's what the Autumn Internationals are all about. This is box office games, and I can't wait to watch it.
Again, moved here from Australia, only been here for like 6 months. You guys are spoiled for choice here for sport, eh?
I know.
Like, you could literally just sit on the couch and just watch everything and not move. That's actually unreal. But yeah, like you said,
I don't know if that's a good thing, to be honest.
Yeah. But yeah, that Kiwi versus England game will be the one. I'm confident my boys will get through.
Oh, I love this fighting talk. Well, we'll come to predictions later. But first, let's have a little look at England's lineup. There it is.
It's looking solid, isn't it?
Is there anyone there that's really standing out for you guys?
Well, to me, I was going to say, I don't know anyone stock who's gone up more from the Quilter Nation Series so far than Guy Pepper. I mean, we talk about how stacked that back row is, and he's the one man that's maintained his position throughout the whole time. I think it's really impressive. He's been tearing it up for Bath, and it's great to see him, getting that chance on the international stage. I think he's going to be a top player. But I think as well, the bench, like you said, there's 1, 2, 3, there's 5 or 6, I believe, Lions coming off the bench. They're living up to that POM squad name at the moment. So to have players like Tom Curry and Pollock coming off the bench is going to be
100%.
Really tough.
You guys are spoiled for choice for back rows when I looked at it. Imagine having Pollock and Curry coming off the bench for you. That's scary in the last 30 minutes.
Greedy. A team like the All Blacks, you can never count them out. You have to put together a perfect performance from minute 1 to minute 80. I mean, you saw it with Scotland on the weekend. Being, winning for most of the game isn't good enough. It's going to take a full effort from 1 through 23 to get over the line on Saturday.
I guess it's the perfect opportunity to move on to their competition. Shall we have a little look at that All Black squad? There it is. Oh, the black on black. It looks good. I guess the big one that we have to talk about is Satiti is now on the bench. He's not starting, which I don't necessarily think is any reflection on him. I think it's more about this plan and strategy of bringing on those really powerful players and making sure they close out the game.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a trend you've been seeing in international rugby for a while now. It's not good enough to have a solid 15. It's 1 through 23. You need a strong squad. And I think when you're talking about the Pumas squad there with Tom Curry, Pollock, all these Lions coming on, you need some firepower to match it. And to have a player like Satiti, Mackenzie, Leonard Brown coming off the bench, that is scary. And a lot of fans in England are going to be quaking in their boots when they see those boys running off the bench.
Yeah, I'm pretty keen to see the matchup against Leroy Carter and Waboso. They're both explosive players, but Leroy Carter coming with that New Zealand Sevens experience, he'll be used to those high balls. I reckon he'll be pretty safe.
And guys, we've got to mention, one of the many, many Barrett brothers is back. Scott Barrett is back, and he's straight in there as captain. So his skill and experience will be invaluable for this match against England.
Yeah, definitely. And like showing up that line out and stuff for them, especially against England when they've got such a strong one. I think that's really important. And like you said, the experience he brings, I think he'll add a good bit of juice into the All Blacks. Not that they need it after pulling off that big win on Saturday against Scotland.
Yeah, wow. That's exciting looking at that. That's going to be a good matchup, this.
Nerves setting in.
Yeah.
So, Loveni, looking at this, what are your thoughts on this fixture?
It'll be a cracking match, I reckon. Hostile territory going to Allianz Stadium. The crowd's going to be behind them, but I reckon England's 10th win in a row gets shut down here. I reckon that team can get it done. It'll be close, though.
Well, there's one man who I think is going to disagree with that statement, Loveni. I spoke to Freddie Steward earlier, and this is what he had to say. Now, you've had an amazing start to the Quilter Nation series, but what is the vibe like in camp as you're 2 from 2?
Yeah, it's brilliant. I think one of the most enjoyable campaigns I've ever been involved in, really. I think the morale around the place is brilliant. There's some great lads in camp, lots of good young lads, some older boys. And we're just enjoying being around each other. We've had 2 good wins, so just looking forward to the weekend.
And how has the team's preparation been for this match against the All Blacks?
Yeah, really enjoying it. I think you can already sense that, you know, the All Blacks are in town and there's a big challenge coming this weekend for us. There's that extra bit of buzz around the training ground and the place. I just know lads are dead excited for the challenge and to rip in.
And what are you personally looking to bring to this game against New Zealand?
Nothing ridiculous. I just want to, play a solid game. Talk a lot about being selfless in the team and working hard for the guys around me. So I want their trust to know that I'm going to be solid back there and do a job for us.
And what does it mean to you to represent England?
Everything, really. I think particularly when you get to play an opportunity to play in games like this, they don't come around very often. Like to have New Zealand at the Allianz, be back in an England shirt, it's the sort of thing you'll remember forever. So just that excited.
So from England to Italy, guys, the Springboks will be taking on the Azzurri. How excited are you for this one? They both had some pretty impressive victories last weekend. Do you think Italy have got it, or do you think the world's best have got this one in the bag?
I mean, I think confidence is going to be sky high after getting a win like that in your own back garden. I mean, it's huge for them. And I think this is the sort of game that Italy need. It's a proving ground for them. And if they want to take that next step into being considered with the real top teams in international rugby, I mean, this is the perfect stage to do it.
Yeah, I think it might be a bit too big of a jump for the boys. To beat Australia is one thing, but to beat the world's best, and they're just on fire at the moment. Rusty's got firing from all cylinders, so I just think there'll be too much for them.
Well, shall we have the first look at the Azzurri team facing South Africa? There we go. I think there's actually only been one change to the starting 15. So obviously a lot of confidence in that side that beat the Wallabies.
I mean, if it's not broke, don't fix it. So,
Exactly, exactly.
I mean, you look at that back line, there is threats everywhere. I mean, between Menoncello and Brex, which is probably one of the best centre partnerships in the world right now, and then you pair that with Ioane and Lynagh on the wing, they're going to be giving, the Springboks some troubles, whether they like it or not. Whether it'll be enough to get over the line, I don't know, but it's going to be an exciting game for sure.
And a mention has got to be made to Garbisi. His kicking on the weekend against the Wallabies was exceptional.
Oh yeah, and it's something that, especially against the Springboks, you have to take points. You have to keep yourself in the game, and I think if they can get him going early, I think put some points on the board early doors, it'll give them a bit of confidence and should hopefully keep them in the game for at least the first half anyway.
the back three is going to be important. Anything that goes up, you have to take it nice and clean, or you're going to be setting scrums against a South African pack, and that's what you don't want to do. So big task for the back three, but hopefully they can be safe under the high ball.
Shall we have a little look at their competition and see the South African squad?
It's just big, isn't it?
Yeah, it is unbelievable.
When you see it written down there, you think, oh, it's going to be a long day for them.
I think what is incredible is you look at that lineup and there are so many world-class players. But what's insane is Rassie has made 11 changes, guys. 11 changes, and they can still put out that side. Are there any there that are your favourite South African players that you're really excited to see?
Well, I think the biggest one to keep an eye on is this Estes and Resurgence as back, forward, wherever you put him, he's going to get the job done. So, I think it's 2 tries or something in his last 3 or something like that. Someone can fact check me on that. But, he's coming out as, a proper super sub in the international stage. So, I think he'll be an exciting one, especially against some tired Italian bodies. So, he could have a serious impact off the bench.
Yeah, his power in those driving mauls for a centre is honestly incredible. Such a insane hybrid player.
Like I said, everyone's talking about the England bomb squad, but this is the original. This is where it all started. So, people like Quagga Smith, Snyman, to have players like that could easily start in any pack in the world, it's deadly, and could be a long day for the Italians.
Well, I caught up with Lynagh and Stephen Varney earlier to see how they were feeling ahead of this fixture. Into it really quickly. Lewis/Louis, I don't know what we're going with. We've just been having a debate with the production team. Is it Lewis or is it Louis? Because we couldn't decide.
Yeah, no, it's Lewis. I know. I don't know why it's so mixed up all the time. I've got commentators from years ago calling me Louis. Then I've said it's Lewis. Then it's still Louis. But yeah, Lewis is what we'll go with.
Because what did you say? What is the reason for why it's Lewis, not?
Yeah. So the concert, my parents went to a Lou Reed concert before I was born. And my mum liked the name Lou, and she asked what it was short for. So Lewis is what they went with in the end. So
Wait,
it's.
hang tight. Your mum actually asked Lou Reed, and
No. Sorry, I got. I would have been pretty cool, but no, ask my dad.
Well, I'm glad we cleared that up. So for all you pundits and commentators out there, it's Lewis, not Louis.
Yes, exactly.
Hopefully you won't have to worry about that ever again. Well, I guess we should get straight to it. What a win on the weekend, boys. What is the mood in camp after that victory over the Wallabies?
Yeah, well, now we're pretty buzzing, to be fair. Obviously, huge win, back-to-back wins as well. So, it's pretty special for us as a group. And, yeah, hopefully take the energy into this week against South Africa.
And, Lewis, I got to ask, is your dad a little bit fuming with you?
No, I wouldn't say fuming. I think he was just happy to see his son go well. I think he values that more above the country he played for. He always said he puts his kids first. So I don't know if he was just hiding some anger from me, but he seemed pretty happy at full time. So I'll take that as a win.
That's what we love to hear. Now, moving on to the next fixture, you've got South Africa. They had a pretty incredible win on the weekend. They're a really big side who are coming off an amazing victory. But what are the thoughts in camp, and how are you guys preparing for this one?
Yeah, we've spoken a lot about it. Obviously, the win against Australia was amazing, and there was such a high after the game. But after the initial travel day down to Turin, I think we all refocused and realised that we've now got the number one side in the world coming up on Saturday in front of our home crowd. So we know what they're bringing. We know they're going to bring a lot of physicality, and not only that, but also a lot of skill as well. A big test in the air, so that involves me and Steve a lot. So no, I think we've trained really well throughout the week. We've done an analysis on them, and look, we'll just go out there with the same passion and energy we have all the time, and I think we're going to give them a good run for their money.
Definitely. And Stephen, I've just got to quickly touch on it. You might be sick of being asked this question. Now, we know you're BFFs with old Rhys Zammit, but how has he been settling back in? Has he been giving you any inside scoop of life back in rugby union?
Not really, to be fair. I spoke to him after the Bristol game a couple of weeks ago, and yeah, he seemed settled very well there. And obviously, he was injured at the time, but yeah, I think he's very happy to be back playing rugby. And yeah, he's the king of Cardiff, isn't he? So I'm sure he's loving the Principality at the moment.
I love it. Well, before I let you go, Lewis, I got to ask you,
Yes.
where does this rugby prowess come from in the family? Have you been drinking something special? What's in the water?
Oh God, I don't know. You got to ask my dad. No, I mean, I'm very happy and proud to have two younger brothers in professional rugby. Obviously, now my youngest brother's joining Tom over in Australia. I am a bit sad that they're leaving me though. I'm the only one left in Europe, so I guess I'll be closer to my parents then. But it's no, it's pretty special, and hopefully Nick hasn't chosen what side what international team he might want to play for if he gets the chance. So hopefully he joins me over here. But no, it's pretty cool, and I'm looking forward to either playing with them or against them in the future.
Brilliant. Well, I'll leave it on that note. It's been great chatting with you boys, and good luck for the weekend.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Cheers, guys. So we're moving on to Wales versus Japan. Now, both sides are going to be looking to bounce back after their losses last weekend. Ben, I got to ask you, as the resident Welshman, how are you feeling for this fixture?
In a word, nervous. But I think this could really be, I know we might not have some of the biggest names, the biggest teams, but I think this could actually be the game of the weekend. You look, when it comes to the World Cup seeding, they're neck and neck at the moment. It's a must-win game for both teams to push into that tier 2. So in Cardiff as well, I'm nervous to say the least, especially after how Japan were looking last week.
Imagine the Welsh guy trying to tell people that the Wales versus Japan game is going to be better than England versus Japan. That's crazy.
I think that says everything about Welsh people.
That's crazy.
You still stand by it though, Ben?
I stand by it. Stay tuned.
Game of the week, Japan versus Wales. Apparently puts a pellet on.
How about you, Loveni? What are your thoughts on this fixture?
I thought it might be one of the lesser ones, but it's definitely, two battling nations. It should be good. It should be a good little matchup. Japan obviously plays fast rugby, and Wales are just trying to look to get back onto their feet. So it should be good. Yeah,
now I have a little bit of a statistic. I don't know if this is positive or negative for you, Ben,
Oh, no.
but Wales have lost 19 of their last 20 matches. And the only exception being against Japan, which ended their streak of 18 consecutive defeats.
Hold on.
So there's positives to
Is that positive or negative? You tell me now. Is that positive or negative for you?
So you're saying there's a chance?
There's
That's
a
all
chance.
I'm saying. There's a chance.
Ben.
You're saying there's a chance.
And that's all you can ask for.
Yes, definitely.
Well, on that note, shall we have a look at the Welsh lineup? There it is. Oh, and you got your red on as well.
Yeah,
Subliminally representing.
Well, first of all, sad to see no Jack Morgan get well soon. Very disappointing, but it's nice to see Cracknell getting a nod there, and but I think and Rhys-Ahmed coming back in the fold, so there's some firepower there. But seeing out this, I think it's going to be a nervy week to say the least. Anyway.
Yeah, there's bit of a rejig in that back row there. Although I think it's really exciting to see what Cracknell can do. He got his first cap and call up. First cap last week, first call up to the Welsh squad for this Nation Series. And he's in there to prove himself. So that's really exciting. Wainwright has obviously moved out from number 8, and Mann has swapped to the other side. So yeah, it's interesting to see how that's going to work. Obviously absolutely devastated that Jack Morgan's not there, but it's always great to give the next group of boys an opportunity and prove their worth. Mention to Rhys-Ahmed, he's in the starting 15. How important is he going to be to really find those magic moments in this game, do you reckon, Ben?
I think you're going to need it, because you look at that Japan side last week. They've got firepower in spades. They can score tries from anywhere. Those wingers are lethal. So I think it could end up being a bit of a shootout. Don't quote me on it, just in case. But I think he's just what Wales need to kind of match that between him, Murray as well. And Josh Adams to a lesser degree. But I think it'll be. I think they need that early start to get some points on the board, early doors, and hopefully build a bit of confidence as the game goes on.
Now, at the time of recording, we do not have the Japanese lineup. However, I did catch up with Blair Murray earlier on today. Now, Wales had a very dramatic summer series against Japan. Does this one feel like the decider?
I wouldn't say a decider. I think we're a very different team to what we were in the summer. Obviously, new coaching staff, new players back in as well. And yeah, we kind of using this autumn as a bit of like a start for us. So no, I wouldn't say it's a decider. It's going to be a good test for us. Japan have been playing really good rugby, and I mean they gave us a good run in the summer as well. Obviously, winning that first game, and the second one came right down to the wire too. So they've been playing really good rugby, and it will be a really good test for us.
And you've had a couple of weeks now under Steve Tandy, but what has he brought to the squad that really feels different?
He's really focused on creating an identity for us, making sure we know why we want to play for Wales. And when people think of Welsh rugby, we want to paint a picture for them so they know how we want to play. And we want to be able to go to stadiums, and for our games, fans are excited to watch us play. And he's really driven that. He's also been very big on the defensive side of the ball, mentality, and bringing in a lot of good things. Yeah.
And what do you as a squad want to show the public over this autumn series?
Yeah, so I suppose carrying on from the last question, we just want to create an identity, and we want the fans to be able to see how we want to play, which is a smart version of rugby where we are pulling trigger and trying to shift the ball wide and getting our playmakers with the ball in space, but at the same time not overdoing it, playing smart, varying up our kicking game, and then defensively, like we just want to be brave, tough, smart. Those are our three main words. And I think the game against Argentina was a good starting point for us. Still plenty to learn, and plenty to improve on, but I think it was a great stepping stone for where we want to get to.
And Blair, you've gone from watching international rugby to playing international rugby in a very short space of time. But when did it really feel real that you were an international player?
For my first game, hearing the national anthem for the first time, singing it, being out on the field and actually being a part of it, that was when I was like, oh wow, it's go time now. It's really happening. I think that was when it first really hit me. Yeah.
And away from rugby, what does your downtime look like?
I'm quite lazy outside of rugby, to be honest. Go for a few walks. Otherwise, I like to game a bit. Go to coffee shops with the boys, play some cards. Real chill. Yeah.
And when you think about that Welsh jersey, what's one emotion you want people to associate with Wales this autumn?
I think enjoyment. I think all the fans watching, they're watching because they're proud of the country and they want to support the country and the team. But I think when they're watching, they come because they enjoy it too. And that's the same reason why people play the game. There's money involved and all that kind of stuff, but you want to play because you enjoy the game. If you're not enjoying it, then it makes it a lot harder. So yeah, I think enjoyment would be the key one.
Now, we have a huge game out in Ireland. The Wallabies are going to be looking to redeem themselves, and Ireland are going to be wanting to put their stamp on things. How excited are you for this fixture between Ireland and Australia?
It should be good. Obviously, Australia have lost the last two, so we're looking to get one on the ledger. But it's always a tough game at the Aviva playing against Ireland, but it should be good.
Yeah, and we've got to talk about it. Joe Schmidt returning to Dublin, and it's the teacher and the apprentice. They're coming together, and who is going to win?
To be honest, I think it's going to be It's going to be a real close game. But if anyone knows how to, beat them from within, it's going to be Joe Schmidt. So
it is. Well, in that case, shall we have a look at Joe Schmidt's lineup and see how the Wallabies team is looking.
That's a winning team if I ever seen one.
Now, the big talking point, O'Connor. He's back, guys. He's back.
Yeah, it's definitely good to have someone with an older head. Sorry.
Speaking of heads, we were talking earlier. We just need to put it out there. Incredible head of hair. His hair is so good.
Who? James O'Connor.
Yeah, James O'Connor's hair. It is so good, like to the point where it looks like a wig. So James, props, get in touch. What products are you using? We want to know because I'm jealous. His hair is incredible.
Oh, that's funny. No, it should be good to have James O'Connor steer the ship. He's obviously got that experience. So I think that's where he got slotted in. I can see Tom Hooper has been pushed into the lock and making way for Robbie Valentini. So that's a good back row. And, well, really, we've got 4 back rowers out there because Hooper's pushed into the lock. And he was unreal. He's come from the Brumbies and made an immediate impact in Exeter alongside Lynagh, who'll be starting at 12 as well. So they're a very exciting team right there.
I mean, that back line is looking electric at the moment. You look at Potter, who had a stormer against England, was one of the bright spots when they were struggling. And then pair that with Jorgensen, one of the best young players in the world right now, alongside Swali as well. There's going to be a lot of firepower in that Australia back line against Ireland.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously, I know they've lost 2 of their Quilter Nation series fixtures. However, I think a huge shout out needs to be given to McWright. He has had a brilliant series so far. Really, really, really impressive. So I'm excited to see what he does in this fixture against Ireland. So, speaking of, shall we have a little look at Ireland's squads? There we go.
That pack is looking dangerous. If you're going to beat that Australian back row, that's the way to do it. I mean, Doris coming in at 7, big call, but Ryan Bird who's tearing it up, and Jack Conan along with Tiger Byrne in the second row. That's going to give Australia troubles all day long. 100%.
Yeah, and your thoughts? Crowley's on the bench, Prendergast is in. That's always been a bit of a topic of conversation. Crowley's been taking the starting 15 spot over the past 2 games. What do you think about that, Ben?
When he came on last week, he did make a serious impact. So I can see why. I personally prefer Crowley when they were battling the other week. Munster was a hell of a game, and Crowley did deserve the 10 nod. But I think, Andy Farrell, I trust his knowledge. So I think it's a good call, and especially after being on the bench, might be coming on with some firepower and wanting to prove some people wrong. So I think it's a good decision.
Is there anyone there that's looking a bit threatening?
I'm just
to you?
happy to see the old bull, Bundy Aki, still chugging along there. Coming off the bench, you can do that when you're 34. But no, yeah, that looks like a solid lineup for sure.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a very, very, very good fixture. So let's move on to all the Fs. We have the Flying Fijians taking on the Fireworks of France over in Bordeaux. How are we feeling for this one, boys?
I mean, you want to talk about something that's bound to produce highlight reel moments. This is the game for it. I mean, 2 attacks, deadly all across the pitch, and 2 packs that can really go at each other. And it's going to be physical, and it's going to be some highlight reel rugby for sure.
It is. France are going to be wanting to prove themselves after that defeat last week as well. So I think they're going to come out all guns blazing.
Oh, 100%. They'll be getting, near in the changing room saying they've got something to prove this week, and it's the perfect stage to do it. Physical battle, should be a great game to watch, and I'm really
same
looking
for
forward
Fiji as well, though.
You're
looking to bounce back as well. No, but there's heaps of Fijians playing Pro D2 or Fed 1 in France as well. So I dare say the fans should show up for this Bordeaux match.
So I think it's time that we have a look at that French lineup.
And there are some big hitters coming back into the fold here as well. First of all, Olivon in at second row. An unreal shout there to get another player of his standard on the pitch. Him, Miafu in the second row, and then Aldrit back in the fold. A couple of weeks out with Gouillard playing at 8, so he will be hearing all the noise, and he will be top draw, ready to prove some people wrong this week. That is a deadly pack right there.
Now, is there anyone there that you're really looking forward to seeing, Loveni?
Probably Miafu. It's good to see him back in the fold. He's actually a Brisbane-based boy. He's applied his trade out in France and has done his time, and he's been up and down in the French team, but it's good to see him back in, and it'll be good to see his babysitter on the sideline as well, Kamami Satati, looking after his kids while they watch him play. So shout out to you, bro.
At the time of recording, we won't have the Fijian lineup. However, Loveni, talk to us. Are there any players that you think will be in that squad on the weekend that we should be really looking out for?
For last week's games, anything to go from, I'll probably say the two standouts for me will be Tuisova, like very hard person to tackle, very physical, always gets over the gain line. So he'll be looking to make a dent into that French back line. And then the winger, Ravatal Manda, even though he got a yellow card, hopefully stays on the field for the whole 80, but he's just incredible in finishing things off on the wing, and he brings that Sevens experience. He's an Olympian as well, so I think those will be two to look out for.
We are at the final fixture of the weekend, which is Scotland versus Argentina. What are your thoughts on this one? I think this is going to be a really, really, really good game.
I think it's going to be huge, and like you say, it's off a tough loss like that last week. It almost feels like double for Scotland, so they're going to have to pick themselves up. But it's going to be one or two responses. It's either going to be all guns blazing, firing, getting back in, getting another win in the win column to recover after last week, or they could struggle early against an Argentina side that have been, well, they saw it against Wales. They were firing last week. So,
yeah. I think the aerial game is going to be really important with this one. I feel like Argentina really dominated Wales in the air. So will Scotland be able to match it? No one has any answers. Only time will tell. And obviously we don't have the team, but it'll be interesting to know if Van der Merwe comes back in, what's going to happen there.
I thought, to be fair, I thought it was quite a good call from Scotland to make that. I think Carlsen played really well. And, you know, when there was a lot of pressure on him, everyone was talking about, that was the one name, everyone was thinking, oh, why isn't he in the lineup? And then all eyes are on Carlsen, and he really did perform. So I thought it was a good call.
Yeah, prove the haters wrong, isn't it, guys?
Exactly.
And I'm going to ask you guys if you agree or disagree before we get into the predictions, but 78% of people on the QNS app have Scotland winning this one. That's pretty high percentage.
You'd agree?
I'd agree with that. Bouncing back, tough loss against New Zealand. I'd have to back them at home.
I'm confident. I wouldn't say what was it, 70?
78% of people.
I'm not 78% confident. I think they're legit, but I think it'll definitely be a close game. I've been struggling to try and predict that all week, so it'll be a very tough one.
Right, boys, I think we've had enough reviewing for one day. It's time to have a little bit of fun. So what I'm going to get you to do is give me your combined back row. And this all stems from our QNS game zone. So if you go into the QNS game zone, you can choose your combined 15 for each of the fixtures on the weekend. So for example, Italy versus South Africa. Say you fancy Varney at 9, but you fancy Malcolm Marx as a hooker. Do you know what? In this world, it can happen. So that being said, we're going to do your back row.
Right.
We'll do one for one. So we'll start off with, should we go Northern Hemisphere first?
Yeah, let the naughty North go first.
Yeah.
The naughty North. I love it. What's the South? The sexy South. Okay, right. Naughty North up first. We're going to go in with who's your number 6?
Okay, well, first of all, this was a nightmare trying to do it. I think for days I've been doing on this. There's about 5 different back rows I'd put together, and they could have all been the answer. But at 6, I'm going, my dad's favourite player. I don't think he'd let me home if I didn't pick him. At 6, Lions play the tournament. I'm going Tadhg.
That is actually really good. It was a big build up there. I was like, who's he going for?
Yeah.
I was going to go with Tom Hooper, but then he got pushed into locks. So I'm going to go with his Brumbies friend, Robbie Valentini, at 6.
I was worried that name might come. Well, we're talking about the Lions tour, the impact he had and stuff. But we're saying the Lions, only one person had a player of the tournament. So, if that's Burn, that's what I'm saying.
Well, are we? Can you guys decide between yourselves, or are we going to give the vote to me?
I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of Southern Hemisphere in the rest of this back row. So if you give me Burn, keep the North happy, keep my dad happy at home.
For his dad, I'll let him have it.
There we
go. Okay, so 1 point to the North here. We're going to go in now at the other flanker, number 7. What are we going with, guys?
Well, I mean, I know we were talking about the whole back row, but at 7, this was stacked. There was, whether it be Jack Morgan, which my heart wanted to pick, but in, being non-biased, I can't.
Can if you want, Ben.
I
If
know,
you
I
think-
know, I
if
choice,
you think
mate.
you should
I
be
can-
there, you can.
I can hear the comments already, so. But I'm going to go, people throw around, test match animal a lot, but I think in the Lions, he really showed what it means to be that. Everyone was debating whether he should have been, and every game he played, he proved why he should have been. I'm going Tom Curry at 7.
I thought you might go.
Bruiser.
He was pretty good. He was pretty good in the Lions, and he's been playing quite well. Opposite to you, this was quite an easy one because he's probably one of the best players in the world at the moment. The Samoan-born New Zealander. I'm going with Adi Saville.
Oh, I feel like you kind of can't argue with
Yeah, I was going to say, this was the name I was dreading coming up because to me, I think he's, player of the year this year. I think he's been phenomenal. Every game, he never puts in a performance that's not at least 8 out of 10. So I'll happy, no arguments. I'll happily
take
give
that
you
one, mate.
Well, this is the decider. Number
So
8.
precious.
What are we going with? Ben, we're going to you first.
Well, I mean, there's a lot of names I could have gone with here. So far, maybe player of the autumn series so far, and Ben Earl, he was a debate. Caelan Doris probably would have been the Lions 8, but I know he hasn't been playing too much so far, but I can't go past Gregory Aldrit for France. Talk about an all-round player, carrying the heartbeat of the team. I've got to pick him. He's my 8.
I thought you wanted to win Ben Earl, but I respect that.
tempted,
I respect that. I'll probably go for this person because the number 8's who you look to when you need to go forward and for leadership as well. And this guy has both qualities, so I'm going to go for Sia Khaleesi and my 8.
Yeah,
Talk to me, mate. Talk to me.
I mean, I said earlier, there's going to be a lot of Southern Hemisphere in here, so I mean, you can't say enough about not only what a player he is, but what a captain. I mean, I don't think there's a captain in the world that better epitomises what it means to be
100%.
from their country. The passion he plays with, you can see it on the bench. Even with most players, kind of be sitting on the bench after getting dropped in such a big game. He was front charge, shouting his players on.
My favourite part of that clip, though, from the weekend, when he was saying, the French are tired. What he was actually saying did have a F word in
Saw
it.
that. Which also means tired.
And I loved how the commentary were like, oh, look at him there.
Yeah.
Winning on his team, saying the French are tired. I was like, that's some good commentary there, trying to ignore the fact he's actually just swearing on TV. So, guys, have we agreed to disagree? We're going Burn at 6.
Yeah.
What did we decide for 7 or 8? Did we flip it around there?
I'll let you decide. You're the winner here. I'll give
7 or 8?
You can
Well,
pick.
7.
Where would you rather?
7 I'd go Ardy.
Yeah.
We're
there
going
you go.
Adi
I'll take
Surveyor, and then at number 8, everyone's favourite, Khaleesi.
it. The people's captain. The people's captain.
Okay then, boys, the time has come and we are locking in your prediction picks. You guys ready for this? Have you been thinking long and hard all week?
There's been certain games I don't even know if I'm fully decided yet, but we're going to find out. But it's a tough week to call. There's a lot of 50-50 games, so it's going to be a tough one, I think.
There's someone who doesn't back his team.
Yeah.
So I back my team, so I'm going to pick.
Well, the Northern Hemisphere is winning 4-3 at the moment, so only time will tell if that's going to change coming up. But before we get into it, what we like to do on Scrunbelievable is put something on the line. So we are going to get you guys to decide on a forfeit. So you can figure it out amongst yourselves. If not, don't worry, I've got an idea of if you lose, what your forfeit's going to be. Have you guys been thinking of any, or do you want to hear my great plans?
Right, let's hear your one.
Yeah, let's hear yours.
Are you sure?
And it
last
better
week
not
it
be a
was-
tattoo.
Yeah. I was like, are you sure last week it was a tattoo? Okay, so what I'm thinking is whoever loses, so for example, Ben, if you lose, on the Pig Athletics Club socials, you, not we, will do a post to all of your followers asking the Pig Athletic Club followers what forfeit Ben from CounterRuck has to do for losing his prediction picks and vice versa. So if Loveni loses on the CounterRuck socials, you'll be asking all of your CounterRuck fans what the Pig Athletics Club need to be forfeiting. Does that sound like a good idea?
I think that sounds perfect.
Just got nervous.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Okay. I look forward to seeing you rep in the CounterRuck jersey once the North English league.
Brilliant. Well, in that case, should we get to it, boys?
Let's go.
Let's do it. Right, we're going to start off with Italy versus South Africa. Loveni, I'm going to come to you first. Who do you think is going to win that one?
South Africa's got that one, I reckon.
Straight in there.
Straight in.
What about you, Ben?
Yeah, I mean, after that performance, how do you pick against them? I've got to go South Africa as well this week.
Next step. Oh, I think this might be a divided one. We have England versus New Zealand. Ben, what are you going to go with for that one?
I feel like from the north, I should be picking England. I know I should be, but there's certain teams that in sport that you just don't bet against.
Oh, he's going to try coming out with
If I was a betting man, I would be putting money on New Zealand underdogs. You never count out the All Blacks. I've got to go. I've got to protect my credibility. I've got to go the All Blacks.
Oh, I like it. Right, Loveni, what are you going to go with?
Judas over here. Holy. Obviously, I was going to back my All Blacks. It will be a close game, hostile environment to play in at the Allianz, but I reckon the boys will get it done.
So, we're both going New Zealand?
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
New
You're
Zealand,
both
yeah.
going New Zealand.
Yeah.
The next one is Wales versus Japan. Loveni, what are your thoughts on this
I
one?
want to hear this guy go first for this one. The Welshman.
Okay, look, Japan are probably playing better rugby. They're the most informed team. If it was anywhere else apart from Cardiff, for all the marbles, I would be picking Japan. But for all the Welsh people at home, I need to give them some hope. I'm booking Wales. I'm going Wales to beat Japan.
Do you genuinely believe they're going to win?
I don't feel good making the pick. If it was anywhere else, I'd be picking Japan.
Oh,
but
something happens at Principality Stadium?
something
It's the
special.
16th player, it is known.
True.
The 16th
Exactly.
player.
I mean,
see.
if ever there was a big game for all the money, give me Wales, and I pray on Monday I'm not going to be waking up wrong here.
Nice, I like that. I'll be playing simple Japan. I reckon they spank them.
So next up, we have Ireland versus Australia. Loveni, I'm coming to you. What are you going with?
I think it's going to be a close game, but I will never back against my boys. This is how you hold strong, mate. I will back Australia to win that one in a close one.
Do you hear the nerves in his voice? He doesn't even believe that bit.
I'm going to go to I look in the mirror and go, you liar.
Oh, look, I know Ireland haven't been in great form recently, but I think in a big game against Australia, I think they get back and put out a good performance. I'm picking Ireland this week.
Going for Ireland, okay. Right, Ben, we're coming to you again. France versus Fiji.
Like we said earlier, I think it's going to be a great game. But I mean, you look at that back row. If anyone can match the physicality of Fiji, it's going to be France. And I back them to get back to winning ways this week, and I back them to get over the line. France for me.
France, Loveni, what are we going with?
Again, you're betting with your head, eh? I like that. I can't bet against my Polynesian brothers. So hopefully they bring out the flair. Everyone stays on the park. No yellow cars. I'm backing Fiji this weekend.
The perfect depiction of head versus heart.
Yeah.
I love it. And finally, Scotland versus Argentina. Loveni, what are you going to go with?
I'm again going to pick the Southern Hemisphere team. I'm going to go with Argentina to get it done at Murrayfield.
I was 50-50 the whole week on this because I think Scotland will be battered after that game, but in Scotland, only because you've gone for Argentina, I'm going to go Scotland. I'm going to back them. I'll create a bit of rivalry here. I'll back them.
I like it.
So predictions have been picked, guys, and this is quite impressive, Loveni. You really are backing your Southern Hemisphere boys here. You've gone for a 6-0 clean sweep to the Southern Hemisphere.
100%. Pig Athletic Club, we are a Southern Hemisphere brand. We are backing our boys 100%.
And Ben, you've gone a little bit more pragmatic, 4-2.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't go full rep in my hemisphere like you, but I mean, you can see he's already starting to regret some of these picks.
No, we had a chat before who were meant to pick, and this guy was meant to pick all Northern Hemisphere, but all of a sudden he was picking New Zealand and stuff.
You can't
We're breaking bets here, boys.
We're meant to be North versus South, and this guy just go, New Zealand. I was looking at him going, what?
Hey, when there's forfeits on the line, you've got to pick smart.
But I was going to say, if we're breaking bets, does that mean there's more forfeits?
We might have to up the stakes. Off camera, we'll up the stakes.
At least you pick Wales. I respect that.
Yeah, exactly. And
But you know.
You're regretting that now. Well, I mean, plus as well, you know, I can't be if it's 50-50, I'll always pick against England. So I don't need that. I don't need that goal.
Well, I cannot wait to see how that leaderboard looks at the end of the weekend. And if you think you can do a better job than these boys, head over to the Q&S Game Zone and you can do your own prediction picks before this weekend's game. And also don't forget to check out our North versus South leaderboards. So from one international sport to the other, we are very lucky to have been able to grab Australian cricket icon Marnus Labuschagne to hear his prediction picks.
Hey guys, Marnus here, and this is my tips for this weekend's rugby. Some huge games coming up, and I'm excited to start with Italy, South Africa. I'm going to have to go with my heart there. Born in South Africa, South Africa are going to win there. They've been really good all year. England, New Zealand. I'm going to have to go with New Zealand on that one. Wales, Japan. You know, I've played for Glamorgan for many years now, and I'm going to go with my heart on this one. Australia to beat Ireland. The boys have been playing very well, so I'm backing the lads there. Fiji, France. France are going to be too good for Fiji. And Scotland, Argentina. This is a tough one. Argentina have been playing some good rugby, but I'm backing the Scottish to get it done. So they're my tips for this weekend. It's going to be a great, great weekend of footy.
Cheers, Marnus, for those predictions. Let's see if they come true. Now, Loveni, your Ashes predictions?
Aussie clean sweep, I reckon. Get the brooms out. Bam, bam.
What about you, Ben?
I mean, I can't disagree with that. I know I'm right for the Northern Hemisphere here, but I've got to go the same.
He keeps jumping over, man. This bloke.
It's the smart play. It's the smart play.
All right then, boys. That is it for this week's Scrunbelievable. Thank you so much for coming along. And for anyone out there who wants to see what's going on, where can everyone follow you?
Everyone make sure to check out CounterRuck on Instagram, TikTok, and everywhere else.
And check out Pig Athletic Club on Instagram and TikTok.
Also, a massive thank you to our player guests, to Marnus, and of course, you guys out there for tuning in. And don't forget to scan the QR code so you can set your predictions for this upcoming weekend. And if you are watching on YouTube, please hit that like button. Well, that's it then, guys. We're all done. Did you enjoy that one?
Yeah, it's not too late to change some of the picks.
A sigh of relief there. I love it. Well, if you guys tune in next week, you can expect more rugby, more mayhem, and our ongoing issue with accuracy. But for now, I'm going to leave you with this quote from All Blacks legend Tana Umaga. I owe a lot to my parents, especially my mother and father.
I just got it. Yeah, I just got it.